They will be discussing the last lesson in the chapter or the in the midterm. So today we'll be discussing the student sample projects using open-ended tools. So before that, allow me to introduce the lesson objectives or the lesson outcomes. So at the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to explore existing web-based publishing tools, create student sample projects as digital authors, analyze some articles on the use of digital storytelling, create a digital storytelling output using storytelling software, and publish digital stories using some storytelling apps explored in class guided by publication requirements or law. So now, first, let's have the language learning via web publishing. As you can see on the screen, language skills can be fully developed by allowing students to communicate through the internet. So this may take place when the students or the class will be required to post a story or other products on a bulletin board or a web page. So, according to the book, and as you can see on the presentation, there are two ways to contribute any authored documents to the World Wide Web. First is the advent of ready-made websites, meaning to say there are websites or ready-made apps who offers um, invitation or encourage contributors to share their authored stories or the aspirants storyteller or story or the writers, the aspirant writers rather, is encouraged to post or to publish their own project to these ready-made websites so that the virtual readers can read the project of the writers. So second, may create their own web pages. So you can also create your own web pages so that if you have your own web pages, the virtual readers or your avid readers can search you, and it also gains followers and points, or it can also make you gain salary because there are websites or apps that um, give a income or salary by just publishing your own stories or your own narrations. So let's move on. Now, students as digital authors. So students as digital authors are empowered to create, publish, and share multimodal content such as digital stories, ebooks, and eblogs using technology tools like Book Creator and Storyboard. To continue in CyberKids, as what the book mentioned, there are so many variants or purpose here in CyberKids. So first, it allows or encourage, same as the other websites, it allows or encourage the aspirant writers or the students to publish their articles and poems that are funny, or it can be funny or formal, whatever theme you would wish to. This also encourage art and written submission can be on any topic that is appropriate for the audience or for our audience. So it should be appropriate because most of the readers can be teenagers or a kid or a minor. So it should be appropriate to the audience age. So that's one thing in the Cyber Kids. Next is stories, which include an original illustration or photo, are more likely to be published than stories without pictures. So here in Cyber Kids, for the students, they encourage to put a photo for a visual so that it will be more creative and it could be more like applicable, or could be more appetizing to their eyes, so that as as they read, they can imagine the the story itself by just seeing the pictures or the visuals you publish along with your stories. Next, of course, it originally very important to make sure that your work is submitted your own and not copyright, because it has a law for copyright infringement. So it should be your own publish or your own copy or your own story to be published. And last here is, in addition to art and writing, we also like to publish games, puzzles, brain teasers, jokes, and multimedia creation by kids. So that's the purpose or the thing that we can see on CyberKids websites. So next we have here the Global Show and Tell and Atavis. So for a while, so in Global Show and Tell was able to present some lists of online publishing tools for avid writers, students who are looking for an online publishing tool to publish their work earlier. So this publishing tools can be a supporter for you to gain a income or to be paid by publishing your works. So Atavis is one of those websites who create more impactful or to create more motivation for those aspiring writer or for those writers who wants to publish their beautiful owned written stories, and also not just by publishing and sharing a creative stories, but also they can be paid by selling their work if they wish for. So that's the Atavis. Next is the Calameo and Tikatok. So Calameo is an online e-magazine publishing tool that lets you add multimedia and personal branding to anything you create. So for students, this is a great tool for learning about design and layout for magazine. It's perfect for smaller writing projects like brochure or flyer design. Students writing for the school paper can link to custom publication. They can even promote their own series of e-magazine using Calameo. So if you are the kind of a writer who really loves not just writing but also creative design, Calameo can help you to be more creative and to be more skillful by using multimedia and personal branding. Like if you wish to create a brochure or a project for you to make a brochure, Calameo can help you for editing, and it is an e-magazine as you can see on the on the screen. So Calameo is a so same sa asa to sa sa cyber kids, because it is a creative multimedia, or it it also promotes creativity kasi not just about writing but also um creating a visuals and so on and so forth. So next is Tikatok. They can use it to publish digital and printed books of all kinds. So this naman, for students for a while. So for students, kids can upload their photos and drawings for the creation. They can also take advantage for preloaded project templates for classroom lessons. Tikatok as a digital library contains lots of ideas to kids inspired. So Tikatok is like, if I compare, or if na siya kahawig, it looks like canvas because it has a templates that can be used if you want to make your project more easier. So now, let's move on. Here we have the Storybird and Lulu. So in Storyboard, as you can see on the screen, this is an online publishing tool where it brings your words and global artists work together in amazing storybooks. So in according to the book, be sure to check out the section for education, because Storybird is at work in hundreds of thousands of classrooms of all over the world. It's free for educators now and forever. Take take a look of what possible with this tool, because for students, Storybird for students can create storybooks, long chapter books, and poetry books with Storybird. They also have a fundraising program for students to get into. This is a great way to use creativity for raising money for great causes. So, unlike other publishing books or online publishing books for ebooks, this Storybird or this website can be a collaborative website because it allows artists work together with an amazing storybooks from a global publisher or authors. As what I have said earlier, it also encourage, or it has also a fundraising program for students to get money or to get paid for a great causes. So, if for example you need a money for a future project or for your future printed books, you can have a fundraising together with the global or the other authors all over the world. And also this Storybird is free because um, as I've known, some publishing website is not free. You have to pay depending on the premium you wanted, but the Storybird is free and it is student friendly. Next is the Lulu. Lulu was one of the first players that offered serious online publishing features. So Lulu is established themselves in 2002 and they're still going strong. They have greatly expanded their interface over the last few years. So everything you need to know about doing online publishing is right here. So they offer tutorials, resources, guides, and more to learn with. So if you are aspiring writer and you want to learn more about how to publish or how to write, um, Lulu can provide a tutorials and other resources and guidelines for you to be able to know more about creation or public or creating a stories. So next we have the FlipSnap and Penzo. FlipSnap is a flip book creator. It's as simple as uploading a PDF file and also supporting PNG and FPG files. So this naman, for a while, it looks like a PDF as you can see on the screen because it renders shareable interactive creations that can also include multimedia. Flip Snack looks great across all online platforms and a social media. So there are ebooks published on websites that can be downloaded. So if you download one of the free ebooks, it converts it can be converted in Flipsnack perhaps because it is like a website where you can read like as if you're reading a book. So just imagine flipping a book per pages. So that's Flipsnack. So next is Penzo. So online journaling is the focus of Penzo and it works well. So with the free online tool like Penzo, it becomes more appealing. The interface replicates an old leather-bound journal with aligned paper. The basic formatting features are everything you need to get started. Upload photos to journals too. You can also go pro for even more features. For students, with Penzo Classroom, you can create class journals that can be graded and managed. Students can also submit the diary entries by email. They can even receive comments from their teacher, write inside the journal, create and send assignments to the students due to data gathering scheme and more. So those are the existing website that inspire students to submit their authored products. And now we have here the the hyper markup language or the HTML. About the hypertext markup language or the HTML. So is this HTML uses tags to define how information is formatted on a screen. In creating web pages using HTML, students may find it intimidating, but even the elementary students can do it. For language learners, using HTML may gradually expand their horizons and enrich their vocabulary and communication skills. So, as you can see on the screen, these are the example of HTML. So, for example, this one, the flip snap and the pencil, the so https slash www.flipsnap.com. This is an example of HTML. So the picture besides the description or the information is an example of an HTML or the tags where you can copy paste it on the Google, and if you wish to for example, if you wish to search the flip snap, so just copy paste the HTML and it will proceed to the website. So here are the examples. For example, the story or the theory of John Newhans 2006. So the URL address is the HTML of John Newhans. So that's the HTML. It uses for searching a author or website more easier. So So that's all about the study of um so that's all about the students as digital authors. So thank you. Next reporter, please.
So, good evening everyone. I am the next reporter. So, I won't no longer read what's on the PPT na. So, according to Kaminskine and Kutsurani 2018, in language education, storytelling means using stories to share culture, values, and knowledge. And it is one of the oldest way of teaching both in classrooms and communities. It helps learners develop literacy by improving their speaking, reading, writing, and listening skills. For example, when a teacher tells a folk story tale, students listen carefully, then retell in their own words. This activity strengthens their vocabulary, build their confidence in speaking, and connects them to the culture while practicing language skills. So, in the research conducted by Olivia and Bidara, they explain that digital storytelling helps learner understand personal experiences and see how these connect to the real world. For example, if a student creates a digital story about their family tradition, by sharing it, classmates not only learn new vocabulary but also gain insight into real life culture and values. And as pointed out by Hills or Gills 2005, um, explained that digital storytelling helps learners make difficult topics easier to understand and allow students to practice solving real-life problems in classroom. For example, a science teacher uses a digital story about climate change Students watch the story, then discuss how they reduce waste in their community. This way, they learn science concept while actively solving real-world issues. So next is, these are the following existing storytelling tools listed and described by NAPEN 2008. The first one is Stellar. When we say Stellar, this is a free storying application developed by Mombo Labs, which lets you create photo and video stories with an emphasis. So, it is a digital storytelling platform combine text, images, and video into visually engaging narratives. So, students find multimedia storytelling more motivating than traditional writing tasks. Apply din ito siya sa mga project-based learning. For examples, learners document project or experiences into field trips, research projects in story format. Next is the Adobe Spark page. No coding or design skills needed. Create your own beautiful web story using video, pictures, and text. So dito, like mag-i-insert ka lang ng mga video, pictures, di mo na need na mag-coding ka pa, like yung mga HTML kemerurut or like HTML or mga CSS na di mo na need ng mano-mano para mag-insert ka ng pictures sa isa ka web, like ano na lang ka karang mag-paste and drop na lang maging ana, di ka na karang mag-coding na need pa talaga ng expertise god ang ana. Next is the WeVideo. WeVideo wants to make the video editing available for everyone. They make it possible for friends, families, teachers, students, and businesses, small and large, to create incredible videos that motivate and inspire. So, ang difference lang niya between sa Stellar is no technical skills needed, like nag-drag and drop lang ka. While there is a WeVideo, it requires learning basic video editing skills. Like need mo same sa for example, same sa Canva. Like 'di ba, naga-drag and drop lang ta didto. Pero dire ang pagkaano lang sa WeVideo is maka-collaborate ta, like maka-send lang ka og link sa imong mga collaborate so that sabay-sabay mo mag-edit sa mga videos ninyo. Next is Padlet. An iPad and web app is a tool to capture and organize your ideas. Students can, for example, use Padlet for learning, use as a mind map. It helps students think and learn visually. So, story planning and visualization tool. It helps students map out and structure stories. It is effective for brainstorming and sequencing. The fifth one is the Storybird. Storybird lets anyone make visual stories in seconds and also let you discover an endless library of free books, pictures, and poetry. So, Storybird designed to inspire creative writing through art-driven digital storytelling. It also strengthens both reading and writing by guiding learners to create poems. So, dito sa Storybird naman is free lahat ng mga books. So, mga picture books, like dami kang mababasang mga poetry doon na i-share ng Storybird sa iyo. And the last one, Book Creator. It is a open-ended book creation app that unleashes creativity. Create your teaching resources or have your students take the reins. So, when we say it is a open-ended book, because students can create pictures, books, comics, journals, portfolios, or interactive textbooks. Open-ended design empowers students to decide how to represent their own ideas. So, in short, the students become the authors, designers, and storytellers. So, those are some of existing storytelling tools na according to NAPEN. So, that is my part. Next reporter, please. Thank you.
Everyone, to continue the report, I will be reporting the enhancing language skills through email activities. So, I will no longer read what's on the PPT. I will explain it na lang. So, enhancing language skills through email activities is how email activities help improve student language skills. Through email, students practice reading message and writing meaningful responses. For example, a teacher may ask students to write a formal email requesting information about a school project. So this helps them to practice proper grammar, sentence construction, and polite expression. Aside from writing, students also improve their research and ICT skills by searching for information and using emails responsibly. So next is penpal activities. So what is penpal activities? Penpal activities is where students exchange emails with other students from different places or countries. For example, a student in the Philippines can email a student in Japan and talk about their daily routines or local festivals. This helps students practice writing while learning about different cultures. Platforms like Beloga, EPALS, and Empatico allow teachers to connect their class globally. So here we have Beloga. So what is Beloga? Beloga is an online platform that connects students and teacher from different countries. Its main use is to promote global collaboration and cultural exchange. For example, a class in the Philippines can connect with a class in Canada to discuss topics like traditions, environmental issues, or daily life. Teacher can post questions or projects and student can respond and interact with other classrooms. So Beloga helps students improve their communication skills, cultural awareness, and confidence in expressing their ideas and in English. So B, we have EPALS. So what is EPALS? EPALS is a platform that connects students that connect classroom around the world for collaborative learning projects. Its main use is to match teacher and students with other schools that share the same interests or subjects. For example, two classes studying climate change can work together by exchanging emails and sharing research findings. Students can practice formal writing, critical thinking, and teamwork while learning about global perspectives. It's make it makes them learning more interactive and meaningful because students communicate with real people, not just their classmates. So, C is Empatico. So, what is Empatico? Empatico is a free tool designed to help teachers connect their classrooms through live video and messaging. Its main use is to build empathy, kindness, and global understanding among students. For example, students from two different countries can have a live discussion about their school routines or community traditions. Through guided activities, students learn to respect difference and appreciate similarities. So these platforms improves communication skills while also developing social and emotional learning. So next is peer-to-peer tutoring. So what is peer-to-peer tutoring? Peer-to-peer tutoring is using email. In this activity, students help each other understand lesson by communicating through email. For example, a student who is good in math can email explanation and sample solution to a classmate who needs help. This improves this help im- this help improve both student understanding because one practices explaining while the other one practice about while while the other one practice asking questions. It also enhance writing skills, critical thinking, and collaboration. So next is the as an expert. So what is as an expert? So as an expert is activity where students use email to communicate with professional in a specific field. For example, a student researching climate change can email an environmental scientist to ask questions. This allows students to gain real-world knowledge and practice writing formal and respectful emails. It also builds confidence and connect classroom learning to real-life experiences. So, lastly, we have round robin stories. So, round robin stories is a collaborative storytelling activities. In this approach, one class or group begins a story by writing the first paragraph. After that, the story is passed to another class or group, following a set order. Each group adds a new paragraph to continue the story. So these activities promotes creativity, teamwork, and writing skills. Students can learn how to build on other ideas, maintain the flow of a story, and think critically about what should happen next. It also encourages collaborative and communication because everyone contributes to completing one final story. So, next is publication requirement in the light of the digital age. So, publication requirements in the light of digital age is where students have access to many tools for creating projects such as videos, presentation, blogs, and digital posters. However, as a teacher or facilitator, it is important to guide students in following proper guidelines when publishing their work. Producing high quality digital learning materials is not just about using technology. It requires subject knowledge, good instructional design, and technical skills like graphic design, photography, auto editing, video production, and even basic programming. So this means students need both knowledge and digital skills to create effective and responsible digital outcomes. So that's all. Thank you. Next reporter, please.
So let's proceed to my part. So copyright law. So copyright law protects works of authorship. Hence, it is very important for teachers and students to learn more about copyright laws and copyright acts to ensure that there will be no copyright infringements that will happen in the process of authoring of publishing materials offline or online. So, copyright law mao ni siya ang mga policy or law na nagaprotect sa mga work sa mga tao like ilang mga songs and stories. So, it means with this law, di basta-basta makakopy ang isa ka tao sa work sa iba without the owner's permission. So, it is important for us teachers and students to understand copyright kay nagagamit man jud tag mga materials and sources from books and internet. For example, sa itong research. So, di ba, sa research need man jud og mga related studies. So, asa na to na siya ginakuha? Di ba sa internet, sa mga Google Scholar, ing ana. So, if mag-use tag study sa iban, need jud na to mag-use og citation. Kay para di ta makasuhan og copyright infringement. Yes. So, next. So, according to Find Law 2020, the Copyright Act states that Works of authorship include the following types of works. First is the literary works such as novels, nonfiction, prose, poetry, newspaper articles, newspapers, and many more. Next is the musical works such as songs, advertising, jingles, and instrumentals. Next is the dramatic works such as plays, operas, and skits. Next is the pantomimes and choreographic works like ballets, modern dance, jazz dance, and mime works. Next is the pictorial, graphic, and sculptural works like photographs, posters, maps, paintings, drawings, and etc. Next is the motion pictures and the audiovisual works such as movies, documentaries, travelogues, training films, and videos. Television shows, television ads, and interactive multimedia works. And also the sound recordings, recordings of music, sounds, or words. And lastly, the architectural works, like building designs, whether in the form of architectural plans, drawings, or the constructed building itself. So, FindLaw further states that copyright law is important for multimedia developers and publishers for two reasons. So first is original multimedia works are protected by copyright. The Copyright Act's exclusive rights provision gives developers and publishers the right to control unauthorized exploitation of their work. So here, it means their work are protected. If ang isa ka developer is mag-create siya work niya like iyang own story, so the copyright law will protect it. So like sa akong gisulti gaina, so dili basta-basta makuha or mahiram sa iba tong iyang work without his permission. Okay, next is the multimedia works are created by combining content, music, text, graphics, illustrations, photographs, software that is protected under copyright law. Developers and publishers must avoid infringing rights owned by others. So here, the second is that they must respect the work of others. For example, if we have multimedia project like video presentation, di ba, need man jud nato nag mga text, mga musics, and pictures. So, katong mga content na to is protected to siya sa copyright. Kaya, kapag mag-use tag mga music, text, or pictures sa iba, need jud nato mag-ask og permission or di kaya magbutang taog watermark. So, next is the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013. So, taas man siya. So, i-summarize na lang nako siya. So, I want you to listen. So, ang darian na part is that the Republic Act number 10627, also known as Anti-Bullying Act of 2013, mandates all public and private school in Philippines to create a policy upang maiwasan ang bullying sa paaralan. So, kabalo naman tatanan unsa ang bullying, right? So, mao to siyang action nga makakause og physical or emotional harm sa isa ka tao. Mapa-online man, verbal, or face-to-face. Kay naga-evolve man jud ang pag-use sa technology and internet, naging mas common ang cyberbullying. Because of this, it is important for the teachers and also for the parents na i-guide jud maayo ang mga students and ilang mga children sa pag-use of technology, especially na ang mga nasa elementary level, to ensure a safe learning environment for them. Okay. So, next is the Republic Act 101751. So, here, kini na law is gina-protect niya ang mga tao and systems sa mga crime gamit ang computer and internet. So, the Philippines recognizes the importance of technology like internet, telecommunication, online businesses, and data that is helpful daw sa pag-grow sa isa ka country. So, this law says that government must support safe use of technology. So, dapat daw karang it is easy for us to access the use of technology so that we can gather information and also para kita pod ninyo makashare po tanyog information sa iban. So next is karang government must also protect the computer, the networks, and also the data. Next is karang government must also punish cybercrimes, and also the government must cooperate internationally so that karang murag long process na jud ni siya diri nga part kay mag-collab naman ang all country daw so that ang mga cyber criminals is mahuli daw. And that's all. Thank you.